Hey everybody, this is Larry aka Blue Man Rule with Open Forum Radio giving you a review of Dragon Age Inquisition. Dragon Age Inquisition was released on November 18th, 2014 on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, PC, Xbox 360, and PS3. Those two are kind of similar, same game, but I'll be reviewing the Xbox One version today. Now, if you guys know me, you know I am a BioWare fan, so I'm going to take the fandom out of it and let you all know my honest review. Now, if you haven't heard the story of what Dragon Age Inquisition is, the first pillar of BioWare is story. So, you are a survivor of a huge blast that kills a peace meeting between the Templars and the Mages. It has been raging since about Dragon Age 2, really, but you step out of it unharmed, and at first you are the main culprit in it, but it comes to find out you were not. So that's no spoiler or anything. It's just people blame you for something you didn't do, and then eventually you end up trying to lead a new pack of people to start something new in the land, which is the Inquisition. The Inquisition is kind of a separate set of peacemakers, since the mages and the Templars can't really seem to agree on anything. You've decided to step up and make it happen. So Dragon Age Inquisition is the third in the Dragon Age series, follows of Dragon Age 1 and Dragon Age 2, which was really much maligned for its limited environments, its repetitive gameplay, and its inability to really loop back into Dragon Age 1. So, that being said, the characterization in here is much better. Your character seems to relate. The voice acting is really well done. There are some returning characters from prior games, and it's really well done. Now, the customization, which is another one of BioWare's pillars, is really well done. The character customization, from the jump, you can take on one of four different races: human, elf, dwarf, or Kunari, and that's a new race, a new playable race in the game. And of course, you can be one of four classes. You can be a warrior. One of three. You can be a warrior, a mage, or a rogue. And there are different specializations within each class. But just so you know, BioWare is always really known for their other characters in the game. And this one has 9 various characters, up to 9. And there are 3 of each class. So there are 3 warriors, there are 3 rogues, and there are 3 mages. And it goes to show you, when you let them auto level up, which different path each individual player can take, and or each specialization within each path. So it's really good. The game is really good about showing you what you can do down the road should you choose to take a certain path. So that's really, really nice. And as always with BioWare game, relationship is paramount. The choices that you make throughout the game, not only with the story, not only with the judgment seat where you actually sit as a judge, but in the relationship plot points with different characters in here. The choice is really, really strong in this game. Now, I'm just going to tell you straight up, I enjoyed the game. I invested at this point, about 125 or so hours. My clock is about 135, 136. It's about 10 hours off, because my Xbox One failed to completely shut out of Dragon Age one night, so it ran overnight. But Dragon Age Inquisition is really well done. It is a massive game. I downloaded the game, got it on release day, actually a little earlier at 11 p.m. Central Time, and I played it, and the download unlocked right at the perfect time. It is massive. It is each area in the game, especially the hinterlands. This BioWare stated many times that each area is the size of Dragon Age 1 and 2 combined, and I believe them, because each area is massive. You're watching me play right now in the Hissing Wastes, and I should be taking on a dragon at this very point in time. But I will begin to tell you that the dragons in the game are no joke, but you can just go to see exactly how expansive the areas are, because the Hissing Waste is huge, and the map that I have isn't even fully open while I am talking to you. So it is crazy. You can see I have Vivienne, I also have Sarah, I have Iron Bull, and myself. And I personally played a rogue because I like the rogues. I like the quick action, and that is the path that I ventured down. And that's the great thing about this game. You can go either way you like. The visuals, the Frostbite 3 engine does this game a huge service, and it really makes me excited for the next Mass Effect, because giving this much world and space in a game is phenomenal. And just imagine where they can take that in the sci-fi universe, but in this universe, in this fantasy realm, it is great. As I mentioned before, the story it's a really well done story. So I'm really impressed by that. But the combat is what carries the game for me. The fighting in the game, I like the rogues because I like the feel of the quick, deadly, critical attacks. That's what I like. But actually playing in this game as a warrior, when switching back and forth in your party, and if you've played Dragon Age, then you know that at any given point you have a maximum of 4 members in your party, your created character, and 3 other players. And you can, at any point in time during combat or a free roam in the field, you can switch to another character and just play as them. You can play with their skills. And the warriors, that was my first class in Dragon Age 1, was a warrior, a female warrior, and it is very, very good. It's very strong, and it is very deadly. But the combat in here is really good. Now, in the game, and you may see me pausing, you may see me jump into an overhead view or an overhead angle right about now, but the tactical combat has made a return, and I will tell you that tactical combat is very, very, very impressive. For a number of different reasons, and that's because it also gives you status effects or status and vital information on your enemies. As you see, this dragon is no joke. So, but it's actually cold immune. It's cold, vulnerable to cold. And so, what you've noticed is that in my video, I ran away because I was attacking this dragon with my mage, who at the time was equipped with a flame, a staff. So it was fire, but she specializes in cold. She's a cold wizard. So I took her back to her strength and equipped her with a cold staff, and that's why you see those blue lights hitting the dragon right now. But it actually takes out more of an effect. So it's immune to like other status effects. That's why you see immune popping up, but to cold it really, really hurts it. So I take this dragon down. I've actually killed all 10 high dragons in the game, and this is just part of the combat. Not all combat is this exhilarating, because this is a dragon. As you can see, the HP on it is extremely high, but they do present a challenge. But there are other parts in here when you're going through the game that present a very, very sizable challenge. But this game is really great. Now, I will say that unfortunately this game is not without bugs. I played it right at release, and I don't know how many times my game crashed out. It crashed out. It had to have been 10, 15 times. Just hard crash to the dash when I'm trying to load in, when I'm trying to go to my undercroft to craft weapons. And that's one thing I'll come back to with the customization features. But when I tried to craft weapons or go in and craft upgrades or craft armor, at a later point in the game, when you have that opportunity to do that in one building, then it ends up being very vital to bounce back and forth. The fast travel in the game has really made it easier, because the areas are so massive. When you go and establish camps, you can fast travel in between camps, but you can even fast travel from a pause menu anywhere, as long as you're not in a dungeon. But you can fast travel pretty much anywhere, and it saves a lot of time. You may have noticed in my video that I was riding a mount, but there are mounts in the game, and there are several different types of mounts. Some are more offensive than others, some are faster than others. They all seem to go pretty slow. Even when you click in the left analog stick and run, it's still fairly slow. But it's just a nice little addition to the game, and this game is what I have been waiting for. This game is what this generation could be. The visuals in here, a lot like Assassin's Creed Unity, in every cutscene take all of your current weapons, your current armor for you and all of your companions, and shows them in every single scene. There's not one pre-rendered scene in here, and it's nice. As I mentioned before, going back to customization with the crafting, so everything that you spend that time crafting in your armor, or you can craft in your upgrades, you can craft in a handle, you can upgrade things by using runes, by inserting runes into the slots on your armor or onto your weapons. All of that shows up in cutscenes, all of that shows up in gameplay. All of that time you take in and put in is not lost, and that is what is the most impressive thing I believe that I can say about this game, is that it pays you off back in spades. There isn't a lull in what you invest versus what you realize. There is a contiguous line of this is what you put in, this is what you get out, which is one reason why I'm a really, really big fan of Dragon Age Inquisition. So, in short, Dragon Age Inquisition gets a 5 out of 5 on my personal scale. This game was not a review copy; it was my own personal copy, and I plan on when it goes on sale on PC, hopefully on Origin here within the next year or so, I plan on picking it up on PC and playing it there. Because even though the Xbox One version is beautiful, I have a nice PC that I want to run this on. So, everybody, thanks a lot for listening to my review of Dragon Age Inquisition. For more information on me, Larry, aka Blue Man Rule, or the network that I represent, just take a stop over to openformradio.com. We have at least 15 podcasts right now for you to put in your ears, so guaranteed to find something that you like. So again, thanks for listening. Leave us a review out here. Share us on social networks. Thanks for listening. Stay open. Open for radio. Stay